All right, guys, just got a little package here from the United Kingdom. Opened it up, lock fell out, and inside of it you can see probably a key wrapped up. I'm not even going to take that out of there. Move all this stuff out of the way. The lock itself is going to be pretty easy if Wildman values his virginity like I do. It'd be like a one-pin lock on the master lock level, wall of shame type lock, perhaps. Wildman's virginity. It is a GeGe, so I've got to say this is... Wildman probably values his virginity a little more than I do. So, got a good quality lock, nice tolerances. These are really difficult to pick, even in the stock condition. This being a challenge lock, probably going to be a little more difficult than stock. Wildman even went so far as to put in there, made in the UK. So, Wildman clearly is from UK. Let's try it, guys. Nice, very paracentric keyway. Thing about GeGe's, very Yale-ish looking, nice little curl there. I'm probably going to have to pick, let me grab a pick here. This is the guy I like to use. It's 25,000, so I can put him on this ledge and usually reach up through the channel most of the way. We'll try that. If I can't bully the lock, then we'll try something with a little bit more finesse. But my default position is bully. All right, I don't have a carrier for this lock, so I'm going to really torque it down there. Get this dude over here like that. And let me find a tensioner here real quick. We're going to need it. And just see how floppy that is. Not that one, Bill. Try the white one. Okay, the white one is the SP13 from Multipick. It's 1.0 millimeters. There's a little flop in there. I didn't feel it when I did use my fingernail, but I was going to say there's no flop, but there's clearly just a little bit of flop in there. All right, I am going to mark it. It is a challenge lock, so let's see what we got here. I'm going to go counterclockwise. That way, I think I can get a little bit better leverage in that curled keyway. I'll put a little mark right there, so if we get a fault set, we will know it. Okay. Get that in there, get my bully pick, and start levering. All right, I'm going to shove them right down the bottom and then shoehorn them around the curve to give me a straight shot at those pins. I'm going to use heavy tension. We're going to bully it, right? And start bullying. Seems to be getting caught up in there a little bit. I got very heavy tension, and this is probably not the best choice. Yeah, everything's bound. So let's recock it, slide it in. I use very light tension this time around. Got to click on 3. This pick is probably not the best choice. I'm going to do a little rake in here with the tip of it, but I think he's a little bit too thick. That was not a fault set. It seemed like the tension wrench. Let me use my pick to hold it. Kind of got a little out of position there. He's probably... Let's pin 2. I felt a little bit of give, and I think that they're a little bit misaligned. I think that was a fault set. I'll take it. I will... Oh, man, I thought it was open. Okay, I will take that too. All right, now I can't get past pin 3. See if I can even go at an angle. Okay, he goes at an angle, but I can feel him hitting in the middle of the pick. So nobody in the front is reacting. All right, I got to discard this pick. And let's find something a little better. I'm going to go with this guy. This is my rat yoke, and I really like this. First of all, it's a beautiful pick. But secondly, 15,000, very flexy. And look at the amount of hook on that. It's like a super reach. Very nice pick. if I can pick from the bottom, and I may have to force him past that warding and kind of bend him up in there. But if that's the price, if I can, here we go. I'll say if that's the price, then that's the price. Four solid. Three is solid. Oh, there's three. Little counter rotation. A lot of counter rotation. Come on. Wow. He's really unwinding. Oh, we got it back. Oh, not all of it. We didn't get all the false set back. So let's find out who popped down. There's number 2. I didn't pick him. He fell off of him. So let's try it again. I think that picked him. All right, we have our very deep false set. Pin 1 had popped out again. We got a really deep, and it's not open though. It certainly looks like it's very close. 6 and 5 seem to be okay. No counter rotation. Pin 1 is now giving me counter rotation. So he's a gatekeeper, and he's also got a spool element to him. And look how much he's unwinding that core. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. Definitely got some spools in there, some sharp edges on this guy. Moderate challenge to getting Wildman's virginity, I have to say. But respectable, which I guess is all you can ask for. All right. We do have a key. Let me go ahead and lock him back up. Well, I'm assuming that's a key. Wildman was really trying to save some money here in this piece of cardboard tube. Oh, it is a letter. I thought it was just a wrapped key. Let me get this out of frame. It does have his personal information on there, so I'm going to hold that off there. Talks a little bit about getting into lock sport, watching LockLab, and he just basically says, this is a challenge lock, and most important part, don't forget to shim. We do have the stinking key sealed on the bottom here. Not too bad. Not bad at all, in fact. I guess the magic is going to be what he put inside. Look at that. Man, that is so smooth. Perfect. No grip, grabbing of any kind. No snagging up. And it's very smooth. Let's pop it open, guys. See what we got. Get all that stuff out of the way. And I'm going to need a screwdriver. Come on. Okay, it's not, he does say shim, and there's a groove right there. So I am going to take his advice. Okay, definitely getting caught up on something in there. There we go. I got around him from the side. That should be about right. Okay, now here's some weirdness that I have not seen before. We got little gullies on the side here. This is supposed to be a 6-pin lock, and I see only 5 here. He's filed the top of this. Probably one of the pins was a little bit long, so he filed it flat. I don't know what these grooves are for. I'm trying to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it is a 5-pin lock. It's kind of hard to tell. 5-pin key, rather. All right, let's dump it out, see what we got. All standards so far. All standards. All standard. Nothing on the core except those 3 drainage ditches on 1, 3, and 5. Trying to figure out. There's no undercuts on either side. Nothing. Okay, if you look at 1 there, he doesn't... Oh, I got the shim in. No wonder, Bill. Get that out of there. What are you doing? You can see he's a spool. Let me put that back, and I'm going to pull this shim out from the back. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll push him the rest of the way through and pull him out from the front. There we go. Now let's take a look. Now he shoots up. Look at that. Look how deep that spool is. No wonder we got that really deep fault set. And there's a second sharp element. I'm not sure we actually engaged that one. And we have an ASA pin. We have another homemade spool, nice and long, really narrow waist on him. And he is kind of, put him right here. He's kind of bent. I didn't do it. Maybe that's part of the design. All right, let's keep going from this side. This one barely breaks the shear line, and it's another ASA pin. And the last one, number 5, is another one of these very deep spools. Kind of expected that, given the amount of counter rotation that I had. This one also is homemade. Notice he has a rounded head on him. Probably was originally a key pin. Nothing else in there. All of the springs appear to be about the same level. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt, though. Let's go ahead and pull them out one at a time. Yeah, I think they're all going to be the same, guys. Yep. Oh, no, maybe not. And the last one. These last 2 were steel springs. But the amount of pressure that they exert is about the same, at least to my calibrated fingers. I don't see anything else unusual in the core, guys. So what we have here is a very paracentric keyway and very tight tolerances on the lock. I really... Let's see, let's take a look at 1, 3, and 5 all had these spools. So if, let's see, he was in like this. All that would do, if I'm picking in the clockwise direction, it looks like it would give you an even more, a very exaggerated deep fault set. But picking in the counterclockwise, it's not going to give you that super deep fault set. If I was going to do this again, Wildman, I probably would put grooves. Well, no, that wouldn't either, because that wouldn't really help you. You have to maintain your shear line. So I guess that's all you could do. I might have alternated them, perhaps, just in case somebody picked it clockwise or counterclockwise instead of clockwise. Anyway, there you go, guys. Wildman's virginity cracked. Appreciate your time, guys. Stay safe, stay legal. Wildman, thank you, sir, for the lock.
LockLab, where the fun begins.